Let's talk about those polls now. National polls, I'm always a little bit sceptical of, right? Yeah, Donald Trump is ahead in the national poll, one of the national polls, but I'm interested in the seat by seat because there are really 6 states that this comes down to.
There are. It's Michigan, Wisconsin, Arizona, Nevada, Georgia, and one other one that I can never remember when we do this. But you're right to do so, to focus on those states. Again, it bears repeating, we don't elect presidents nationwide in this country. We do it state by state. The poll that you've mentioned is a good poll. It's quite interesting. It's the data behind it is fairly interesting. One of the things it shows is the trend line. Things seem to be trending slightly towards Donald Trump in this most recent poll. You and I have had this conversation before about how it's going to go back and forth. The race is just so tight, Laura. It doesn't surprise us to see a good poll for Trump one day and a good poll for Biden the next. But really interesting in this data that just came out today was the impact that Robert F. Kennedy was apparently having in his third party race. And it looks like in this most recent poll, at least, he's hurting Joe Biden significantly more than he's hurting Donald Trump. And that has gotten a lot of people's attention on the Democrat side of the aisle here in the last 24 hours.
Yeah, something really piqued my interest last week. And this is a poll, I don't know, the Bloomberg News / Morning Consult poll. I mean, I know there are there seem to be thousands of polls published every day in the States. But those 6 states that we talk about, you got most of them: Arizona, Georgia, Michigan, Nevada, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin. All of those, bar Michigan in that particular poll, had Trump up, and the biggest margin there was North Carolina, Trump by 10. Wow.
Yeah. North Carolina was only recently a swing state. It was solidly Republican even during the days of Mitt Romney, I believe. So that was a little surprising that Trump didn't do better there in the last couple of election cycles. Not surprising that Trump is up by 10 points there. It's a fairly conservative place. That said, it does have a fairly large university population, so you never know if this Palestine situation will move over into the polling data soon. But you're right; those are the 6 states. I always feel bad because I forget Pennsylvania. My friends in Pennsylvania always call me and give me a hard time about that. The breakout, the Bloomberg number is a good number. The Bloomberg information is good information, and Morning Consult is a good operator. So what the Trump people will look at that and say, look, things are moving in our direction, and for the last couple of weeks, they probably have been.
Yeah, okay, that's 7 states, just to be fair, that I listed there. So that was an unfair comparison. I just want to take you back to the midterms. And whether there is some kind of comparison you can make. You know, Trump's name isn't on the ballot in the midterms. It's still his candidates, when it came down to the actual vote, didn't do so well. At that time, you know, talking about, you know, that was the end of Trump, blah, blah, blah. Here we are, just a couple of months out from the presidential election. And we look at all the polls. Can you draw comparisons between the midterms and the presidential election, or is it just no point in doing that?
It's more of a contrast than a comparison. You're right to raise it. It was a very interesting midterm election when the Republicans expected to do very well and did not. Why was that? Abortion. The Supreme Court had just come out with a decision that overturned Roe versus Wade and got rid of the federal protection for abortion. And that was a huge issue in the midterms, which is one of the reasons the Democrats did so well. Democrats would be the pro-choice party in this country. The Republicans, the pro-life country against and for abortion. If abortion becomes a big issue in 2024, it's going to help Joe Biden. I know the Democrats are trying to make abortion more of a central issue. And importantly, it will be on the ballot in certain referenda, certain initiatives in some swing states, including Arizona. So abortion could be the type of thing, the type of issue that saves the Democrats from these bad polling numbers. I know they're going to be spending a lot of money to do that, whether or not it works. Midterm elections tend to be about different kinds of issues. General elections tend to be about the economy and the leadership of the people at the top of the party.
It's going to be fascinating. Nonetheless, Mick Mulvaney, good to talk to you.
Thanks, Laura.